Good morning, good evening. Today is April 26. We are starting the database and SQL training. Today is our second class. So, yes, last class we have discussed the data type, database, and how data are stored, and some data type we discuss. So today we'll begin with why we need this database, right? So by definition, we know database data are stored in an organized way so that efficiently we can read, we can bring the data, or we can pull the data, or we can retrieve the data when we need, right? We gave some examples. So for example, if you have a store, you open a grocery store, you have different items, you organize the item in different shelves so that if any customer come, you can anything the customer want, you can quickly take and give it to them customers. Otherwise, your business will, you need to shut down your business if you don't organize the items in an organized way. So you cannot retrieve the your goods efficiently or quickly. So that's why we need a database. And when a company grow, they have their data will increase, right? So when a business grows, like for example, we will do the practice with this sample database. This is a human resource. So if company is a small, they have 10, 15 people. But if company grows, if company become big company, then they will have 100,000 peoples. So uh, you will not remember who has the what salary and who holding what position. So you need a database to store all the informations. That's why database is important. You can store all the information organized to it. This is the first um, benefits of or first um, benefits of database like data organization. I'm not going to definition now. We can come back later. And then efficiency. I gave the example. You have a store and you have a customer comes, you can, if you put all your selling item in organized way, different shelf, you can quickly give it to the customer because you kept all the information, all the goods, all the materials organized to a different shelf, so you can quickly and efficiently take the item and sell to the customers. And there are other important things we just know the name by name, data integrity. Data integrity ensure accuracy and consistency over times. So, so integrity, just to by name we know it keeps consistency. Like it's today we able to restore data and tomorrow we try data is not getting stored. No, it is consistently storing data and retrieving data. And there are other benefit we need because nowadays database is our business is online, right? So everything is online. So there are many thieves around the world. They can um, hack your computer, hack your server, and steal all the information you have. So database provide the security so that unauthorized access, so that it can prevent unauthorized access. And then scalability means when business grows, now you have, I just gave the example right now, you have a smaller store, one store. Now you put your business in the online. Now people order from other state. Sometimes people order from other country. Now your business has become huge. So if you maintain the database, it can handle huge data. It is called scalability. And then other benefit is backup. There are many other benefit. Those are the main benefit we can now discuss. Backup and recovery. So backup and recovery means we are storing our data. So every day there are a team, mostly administrator teams. So there are some development team, there are administrator teams. So they are responsible for keeping the backups safe, make the database safe, like so that company does not lose any data, any information, like any software failure, hardware failure, or something happen, big happen, like for the big company, like disaster happen, earthquake happen. So server is in a location. For example, server is in a Dhaka. It's a big earthquake and building, everything break, everything destroyed. So how those information we can bring back? So they have a mechanism putting in the different server in different location and then keep the backup and keep the backup in a safe place so that if any disaster happens, they can bring back the database. So these are the main, these are the some important of database, having database in a company. So this all the concept of database. We will come back details database model, structure, and then table design, and then primary key, foreign key, all the definition and then concept we will learn later. But we want to start how we can communicate with the database. This is the main primary objective of this class. How we can communicate with the database. So to communicate with the database, there is a language called SQL. SQL stands for a structure query language. So SQL stands for structured query language, a structured query language. So this is also called SQL. It has a history. We can Google and then learn the history how it came. So basically, the IBM they introduced this SQL structured query language 1970, and then later all other major company they also adopted this SQL this language. When I say language, language is basically the language, Bengali, English, and other language, right? Why is this? For is to communicate each other, to talk each other, like human talk, one human to talk another human. We use the language, Bengali, English, and other language, right? So if we want to talk with the database, we want to store the data into the database. So we want to read those data from the database. We want to change, insert new data, delete records, or create new databases. So all those things is a communication with the database, right? Talking with the database. So SQL help us to talk with the database. It allow us to create new tables, insert new data, and whenever we need, we can pull those data. We can read those data by SQL, structure query language. So I wrote some of the things that SQL allow. Read data from database, change the data, insert new data, delete data, create new databases, alter, create new tables, alter new tables, add more columns to a tables, drop, and then grand entry books. So by definition, by the nature, SQL, there are different type of SQL. Uh, DQL, um, DML. Don't be scared. Everything is easy. We will learn DQL mostly. So DQL means data query language. So mainly data query language, using data query language to read the data. What data we have in the employee, how many employees there, each employee, what are the information that we bring from the database tables. That is by DQL, data query language. Data manipulation language. Data query language is simple to read the data from database. When we write something, I will come to the structure how from HR. It is simple English language. I will come there in a minute. So, so this is the info. So this area is writing. This is called editor area, where we can write our syntax or code or SQL language. And this is the output area. We can see our query result. We can see our result. So I search select a star from HR employees. I will explain the structure. It brings actually it brought all the information, all the employees information, first name, last name, email, phone number, hire date, and other areas. So this everything this each line is a row, and these are the column. Employee ID, first name, last name, those are the column. So when we write the DQL, when we write the DQL, it will not change any data in the data structure. It's just for the reading data from the database. So it will not change any data. But DML, data manipulation language, what is that? Data manipulation language is basically, insert data, insert, update. Insert means, okay, let me write down. Insert, update, delete. So insert money, adding new rows. Insert means adding new rows into the tables. So I have a new employee came. I need to add data here. Using the insert command, I can add the data. And update. So I insert something by mistakes, for example, or his phone number changed. So I want to update the current phone number. So there are update command. Using the update command, I can change the data. Delete command. When I was adding, I added by mistake one data. Now I want to delete that whole row. By using the delete command, I can delete that data. So these all commands are called data manipulation language. And DQL is data query language. To return data from a tables, those all are the tables. From the tables, it is called data query language. And then change, alter, do something. Those are the DML language, data manipulation language. Any question? So DQL, DML, and then DDL. So these all type are within SQL. So SQL, we can call it SQL. There is a history I will tell later sometime, or you can Google it, history of SQL. So initially 1970, I mentioned that it invented by IBM. So initially they wrote SQL like this. SQL means a structured query language. But there was one airlines company, they already took the name. That's why they couldn't put the name SQL like this. They put SQL, a structured query language. But people took it so as a SQL. So everybody when they say, they call SQL. It is a SQL, but everybody says SQL. So we'll be calling SQL. So all this command we are seeing, all this type we are seeing, they are SQL, different type of SQL. So DDL. DDL means data definition language. So what it means basically, um, this manipulation language is insert, update, delete, like existing tables. We want to add, remove, update something. Then that we use, for that we use the DML command. But for the DDL commands, we want to create new database. See, all are the databases. Customer order. This is the sales related. HR, sales history, AB, AD. There are many other OE projects. So we can see here World, Escort. So those are the different databases. But I have a new business. I open a new business. I need a new database. So then how I gonna, how I'm going to have another new database using the DDL commands. Like DDL commands means create. Create command. There is a create command. Using the create command, we can create the new database. By the way, each database we are working on, inside the database, we see the tables, and there are other things. We see the views, procedure, function, package. We will not learn all those things. Don't worry about this, and don't be scared. So tables, those everything are called object. Each one of these called object. Try to remember this one. Objects. So creating any objects, creating any within the database management systems, it's called DDL language. So create is one of the language. And then alter. Alter means change something. So this one also alter, kind of change, right? Update. But this one also update. What's the difference? This one changing the data within the data tables, and this one changing the structure of the data, like a structure of the database, or create new objects, delete, no, sorry, not delete. Delete is different. Create new objects. So then, no, sorry, by mistakes. Create is the create I already discussed. I'm talking about the alter. So I have existing databases. I have in the existing database, I have some columns. Now I'm thinking I need to introduce another column. One column is missing, right? So I want to introduce employee's birth date. I don't have birthday here. Or I want to introduce some other field that necessary for my business. So to add those new columns, It's not update, it's a alter. So I need to alter the tables and add new columns or rename the columns. By mistake, I put the first name, last name. I don't have middle email address, phone number. Phone number, I have the misspell. To better reading the field, I want to change the phone number field. So then also I use the alter command. So what do we do with the alter commands? Using the alter commands, we add new columns. We modify the new column, existing column means rename the new columns, or some other activities we can do by alter. This is also part of the DDL commands. Those are the data definition language. Those are called data definition language. And also we can do another one is drop. So I'm thinking that there are additional few columns that we don't need for the business. We just, when we create it, but those occupy the space in the memory. So I want to remove some of the columns from these tables. Or I want to unnecessary we create a tables. Actually, this does not have any impact on our business. We don't need this. So we don't want to occupy the space. So we want to remove that tables. Or we want to drop a database, whole database. Probably I have 5 different business. One business I don't need anymore. I drop the database. Drop means removing the data, removing objects. Okay. What else? Um, truncate. Truncate means, so one of the tables I want to redesign it. I want to, we already have a lot of data, but dummy data. Now we have actual, we are going this into the live. So we want to remove all the dummy data. So I want to delete those data. Then there is a command called truncate. When we want to delete the whole tables, like whole all the records from a database, from a tables, then we use the truncate commands. Then what is the difference between delete and truncate? Delete also removed, I mentioned before earlier, right? We have unnecessary one column I added, one record I added. Now I want to delete, remove those remove this record. So when we want to remove particular record, then we use the delete command, which is part of the DML language. When we remove some record, then we use the delete command. When we want to remove the whole table and clean up, is complete cleanup, then we use the truncate command. This is very important. In the interview, they ask, what is the difference between delete and truncate? So in the interview, we'll get this question. What is the difference between delete and truncate? So you have to mention nicely, delete is a DML command, and delete, when we remove particular records, then we use the delete command. And truncate is the DDL commands. When we want to remove all the records from a tables, and this is the faster way, cleaning a tables, faster way removing all data from a tables is the truncate, which is the DDL commands. And there are some other differences. If I tell, will not remember. We'll discuss before interview preparation, inshallah. Okay. There are another one called rename. So my mistakes. Alter means basically or modifies an existing database objects, like adding and dropping columns. Adding and dropping columns. And the rename is basically um, changing the name of a database object. So, but rename command does not support all the database. Remember it. It does not support all the database. I think Oracle does it, but all other database they use by alter both the activities by alter. But Oracle, they support rename. They have a separate for renaming any objects in the database. They use the rename, changing name. So these all the type of SQL. There are another two types SQLs. Those are not important for us. DCL, data control language, and TCL, transaction control language. Any question? So try to read, go through the recordings and read again those. And if you have any confusion, I will next week, beginning of the class, you can ask the question again. So now we will be jumping into data query language, which is the main primary objectives of this class. We'll learn how to retrieve data from the database. I hope everyone has uh, access to this site. So how are you gonna use this one? This is called SQL worksheet. Here, this part, we will be writing our code, a SQL command. And this part, when this is the button we can execute, like we wrote over here, SQL. This is the command to execute. And then once command is done, then it will bring the result set in the output area. This is the output area. We should see our results. And this without creating your account, it should allow to use this one. We can still allow use these options, like bringing reading the data and see the data. And but if you sign up, if you create your account, you can create your own database um, that we need later some point of time when we will start practicing some of the DML commands, and you want to store whatever you want to create and save. So then you need your accounts. So now come back to the SQL. How data query language works. It's simple English. It's simple English. Okay. This is DUL. So the data query language, it is a simple English language. Means the structure of writing the code like this. It calls select and then column name. Column name 1, column name, column name 2, and so on. And each one we use the comma separator. So select column names, like 3 column we put here, or you can put 1 column, or you can put all columns. Select column names from table name. This is the basic single tables command. Select column name from table name. So this is basic English. Why I'm saying basic English? Bring bring water, bring a glass of water from 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 table. Yeah, if I write tables, it will refrigerator or kitchen. So this is English, right? Bring a glass of water from refrigerator. Very simple, right? It's a English language. So SQL also English language. Very simple. Select bring the bring in place of bring we write select and then column names. So column names 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means a glass of water, or we can mention then bring a glass of water and tea and some biscuits and then some snacks from kitchen, right? So bring means select and the items, what are the items you are telling to bring for you. And then for us item is the column name. From where? Bring a glass of water from refrigerator, bring tea, snacks from kitchen. So kitchen means tables. Refrigerator means tables. So this is the simple language. This is the simple structure of DDL. DQL command. Anybody has any question? It's very simple, right? So that's we are going to learn. Before I'm telling this one, I mentioned many things, and it seems like very complex. Don't worry about that. If you don't want to read this now, that's also fine. Let's practice writing the commands, which is very simple and very easy, like a English language. And later point of time, once you get used to writing the commands, then you will come back and read this. Clear, right? So now we write the actual command. So in practice, initially we'll do with the human resource database. This is a database and it has many different tables. By name, we can see that human resource, we understand human resource in a company, deal with the people, right? Deal with the employees. So this database hold employee informations, employees. So we can see that employee informations, and there are other information departments. So in a company, there are different departments like accounting department, sales department. So those are the information are holding here. And jobs, we understand that jobs means in a company there are different job title is there, and then each title has minimum and maximum salaries within a range of salaries, those titles. And the job history sounds like a employee. So in a company, employee comes and go, right? Some people may join here and then they leave for another job or they fired, something happened, right? So their job history and the locations we can see here, this related to the address, probably the employee address will come back there. And region, probably the upper a business, there are different area they have business, so those identifying the which region each employee is from, we can find out there, and the countries, right? So This is the database. We will practice the simple database with few tables. From the tables, we check. So now, by a structure, I want to bring, write a commands, write a SQL to fetch. Fetch means হচ্ছে ইনফরমেশনটাকে আনা, ইনফরমেশনটাকে to pull the information. So we call it fetch. Fetch employees name and hire date. And salary. So previously, if you want to bring all the columns, then you simply write a star, select a star from table. But that's not a good practice. When you work in a real company, when you get a job, each table we might have more than 100 tables, 100 columns. And then each tables will hold millions data. Millions data. You understand, right? So when you search all column, it will put a pressure on the database. So you don't want to do that. So it's good practice is whatever you need, you write here. Instead of a star means all the columns. See, it return all the columns. But we want to retrieve for first syntax, write a SQL to fetch employee name, hire date, and salary. First name, last name, and then what I said, hire date, and salary. Okay. When you write the SQL, it's not a case sensitive. Case sensitive means, do you know what is case sensitive? Case sensitive means uppercase and lowercase. বড় হাতের এবং ছোট হাতের হলে কোনো সমস্যা নাই। Uppercase and lowercase does not matter. That means it's not case sensitive. In software language we call case sensitive. Sensitive means case means uppercase, lowercase, or sentence case or camel case, something like that, right? SQL is not case sensitive. Stop this. Okay, now we wrote our commands. So what we gonna do now? Execute. So another thing I forgot. Once you complete the sentence, once you write your complete language, then you should put the semicolon. So that means this statement is closed. You stop here. You close the statement there. So without this also it will run, but it is good practice to put semicolon, because you might have another code. You have 3-4 statement. Each one is called a statement. So this is one statement. One statement is finished. You put the semicolon, means you close that. Okay. So now you execute. See. Before when I run, we have a many columns, right? Now we have a 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we mention here 4 columns. So it returned 4 columns. So I have 107 employee in the employee tables. Their first name, their last name, hire date, salary. But when I work in a real company, I will have many employees, right? Or the data is I'm dealing with, I'm trying to return a sales data. There will be many records, right? So I don't want the whole all records. Then what to do? Write a SQL to fetch fetch. Okay, by the way, when I execute, this will not execute. If I don't have this, still we will get the same result. This two line does not have any impact on what I am writing, what I am executing. Those call comments. Comments means comments use two reasons. When you're writing a long code, you put you have something you don't want to execute, you put the comments. So when you put the two dash, this is called comments. Each language have a different symbols. If you write in Python, hash, if you put hash, this line will not be executed. It put the red flag, unexpected symbol, because it's SQL. SQL two dash means comments, comments, comments. Comments means two reason we use the comments. I will ask in the next class. One is we don't want not to execute a line. Execute means when I click on the execute, run the statement, it return the result. This is called execute. I'm not, I don't want to execute this line. Then I put a comment. And another reason, when we write a big code in the real practice, um, uh, in the real working environment. So you write something, probably your another colleague will also use the same code to give a best readability means readability means if some other person also see, he knows why you wrote this SQL. This is the reason you wrote this SQL. You want to return employee name, hire date, and salary. So that he understood, oh, this code is for this reason. So it's kind of explanation we put using the comments. So this is the two reason we use the comments. One is in our big code, we don't want to run in some particular line. We put the comments, and we put the comments for other people to understand what I am writing here. Clear? Okay. Now, okay. Write a SQL to fetch um, a employee, an employee whose name is Stephen. How are you gonna do that? You guys are following, right? What I'm trying to say. We don't want 100 million records. We want to see the data of a employee whose first name is Stephen or last name is King, something like that. Same thing. So select column names from table names, and then we write where. So these select from where, those are called clause. Those are called clause. select from where order by having. This is the structure of a SQL. Select from where by order by, where order by having. We will discuss order by and having. Okay. So where, so this where is to filter the data. So we want Stephen, right? This is, I just gave an example. So now I want to execute. I have multiple statement, right? So I want to execute only this one. So you select the statement, whole statement, sorry, select the whole statement and then execute. See, there are two employee whose first name is Stephen. There is two employee whose first name is Stephen. So we have 4 minutes left. No, not 4 minutes, 2 minutes left. I think this is enough for today. First SQL hands-on practice. Uh, Give me another example. In 2 minutes, if you have question, just tell me if you have any question. Because I have another class. This one will return like this, right? This is whole result. But I wanted to see, so there are, these are not organized, right? 24,000, those are the salary. And then a small salary. And then again, 12,000 salary. We want to see the list, top salary to lowest salary, or lowest salary to top salary. How are you gonna do that? Then order by is coming to the picture. Order by. So order by is a clause. It is called clause, SQL clause. Using order by, we can sort, we can organize in our view. Order by salary. Okay. If I write order by salary, it will return by default a small to big number. But if I say descending, DESC, it will sort, it will return the result by big number to big salary to a small salary. Let's see. See, data change, right? 24, 17, 14, and then 13, 12. And gradually, the last one is the smallest one. It is fun, right? Okay, I think it's 12:31. Anyone has any questions? I'll share the recordings.
Okay.
I will give some questions. Based on what we discuss, you can return the result. And then I mentioned in the chat, open a Microsoft Team so that you can directly send your whatever the tax I give, you can send it to me, or you can send it to my email address. I will share my email address there. I will send some question to return. If you don't have question, please, you can drop off now.
Okay.
Ahmad.Hassan at deepinsighttech.com. Deepinsighttech.com. Okay. Send. I will send some questions and return to your answer. to this email address, please. Any question?
আচ্ছা মামা, এই কোড গুলার বা যে আমরা কমান্ড গুলা দিচ্ছি, কমান্ড গুলার কি কোনো রাইটিং ফরম্যাট হইলে কি ভালো হইতো কিনা? এরকম তো হাজারো কমান্ড আছে যেগুলার এক একটার এক এক রকম কাজ।
Yes. So আমি মেনশন করছি না, অনলি দ্য ডিকিউএল শিখবো আমরা। সো
আচ্ছা,
আমি গ্রাজুয়ালি নর্মাল থেকে এই মোটামুটি কমপ্লেক্সের দিকে যাব। সো ওভারঅল যখন একটা ফাউন্ডেশন হবে, ফাউন্ডেশন যখন হবে, তখন আপনি আম, যে কোনো কোশ্চেনটা যেভাবেই আসুক ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করতে পারবা আর কি।
আচ্ছা, আচ্ছা,
একটা ফাউন্ডেশন হইতে হবে আর কি।
আচ্ছা। মানে এখন আমরা যেগুলা
আজকে জাস্ট এগুলা পিওরলি বেসিক সিনট্যাক্স রাইট
বেসিক,
করছি।
জি,
সো গ্রাজুয়ালি আরো কমপ্লেক্স রাইট করব। গ্রাজুয়ালি এখন তো একটা টেবিল থেকে ডাটা পুল করছি, গ্রাজুয়ালি মোর টেবিল থেকে ডাটা পুল করব। সো একটা ফাউন্ডেশন হয়ে যাবে ওভার দ্য টাইম প্র্যাকটিস, বাট প্র্যাকটিস ইজ রিকোয়ার্ড। এখানে প্র্যাকটিসটা হচ্ছে যে মাস্ট। আমি
না
কিছু কোশ্চেন
শেষে যে
পাঠাবো।
একটা কমান্ড, জি,
হ্যাঁ, কোশ্চেন গুলো পাঠাবো কিছু, এগুলা ফেস করার জন্য, এগুলা রাইট করার জন্য এবং প্র্যাকটিস করার জন্য। এগুলো যদি প্র্যাকটিস করা হয় গ্রাজুয়ালি একটা কনফিডেন্স গ্রো করবে, একটা ফাউন্ডেশন হবে। ফাউন্ডেশন যখন হবে তখন যেভাবে কোশ্চেনটা আসুক আনসার দেওয়া সম্ভব হবে, রাইট কোডটা রাইট করা, নিজের মতো করে রাইট করা সম্ভব হবে।
জি, ঠিক আছে।
এগুলো শেষ নাই এটা।
হুম,
সিকুয়েলের এক্সপার্টনেসের লেভেল আছে, ইন্টারমিডিয়েট, অ্যাডভান্স, বিগিনার, অ্যাডভান্স, ইন্টারমিডিয়েট অ্যান্ড অ্যাডভান্স। অ্যাডভান্সের ভিতরে অনেক লেভেল আছে। সো উই নিড টু অ্যাচিভ সাম লেভেল, we need to achieve some level of confidence or some level of expertise. So that should be good enough to get a job. আর কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন আছে?
না, ধন্যবাদ।
ঠিক আছে তাহলে আজকের মতো এখানে। আর ইনশাল্লাহ নেক্সট উইক আর আমাদের হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে একটু কোশ্চেন পাঠাইলে এগুলোর আনসারটা পাঠাইতে হবে আর কি। প্র্যাকটিসটা করতে হবে। প্র্যাকটিস সিকুয়েল হচ্ছে যে প্র্যাকটিস, প্র্যাকটিস, প্র্যাকটিস অ্যান্ড প্র্যাকটিস।